A Southern California senator wrote a bill which she intends to act as a blueprint for providing abortions throughout the state. During the meeting, while the bill heard no public support, one person spoke up, saying that the funding should instead focus on supporting rearing children.
During a May 9th Senate Appropriations Committee hearing, officials moved forward a bill that would expand abortion access in Los Angeles County. Senator Sidney Kamlager authored Senate Bill 1245 to create an abortion pilot program. She said the program would act as a blueprint for the rest of the state to follow. Some counties in California don't have Planned Parenthood or other abortion clinics, so Kamlager says SB 1245 would allow women to have access to abortions regardless of their residency status in the county.
So if I don't tell you what to do with your reproductive health care rights, you shouldn't have to tell me what to do with mine. That is all this bill does. And it does it in Los Angeles County by creating a safe haven for abortion access.
The committee didn't hear from any supporting voices, but a handful of individuals called in to oppose the bill.
SB 1245 will expand abortion access in LA County. Because it is one-sided in its funding, making no accommodation for access to childbirth services, it blatantly violates the California Constitution under Committee to Defend Reproductive Rights versus Myers.
Arnell said the focus should be on helping women afford having their babies.
There is no greater power than the power of the purse. We should never make a woman choose between paying rent and having a baby. Let's fund childbirth and education and child care and adoption services so that low-income minorities have the same options as women of privilege and wealth to have their babies, not abort them.
Currently, SB 1245 has been placed on the Senate suspense file. It needs to wait for the state budget to be prepared before the state legislature moves forward with the bill.
A woman allegedly found a box of abandoned mailing ballots on the sidewalk in Hollywood. She reported it to officials, and the USPS, along with the county registrar, are investigating ahead of the upcoming June election. We hear more from NTD's David Lamb.
This large box of mail-in ballots was found sitting out on a public sidewalk in Hollywood on May 7th. The U.S. Postal Service and Los Angeles County Registrar's Office said they are investigating the incident. The Registrar's Office told media outlets on Monday evening, "Our office was notified over the weekend of a mail tray found containing approximately 104 unopened outbound vote-by-mail ballots and additional mail pieces." The ballots were discovered by Christina Rapace, who was walking her dog on Saturday evening in East Hollywood. She told Fox 11, "I turned the corner and I just saw this box of envelopes, and it was a USPS box. I picked some envelopes up and I saw they were mail ballots." She was concerned that if another person found it, they might have thrown them away. This comes ahead of California's statewide election on June 7th. According to the Secretary of State's office, primary election ballots will include candidates for positions such as U.S. Senators, the Governor, the Attorney General, along with other positions. David Lamb, NTD News, California.
An unassuming Boba tea shop in San Francisco's Tenderloin district is suspected to be a front for an international fencing operation. Car burglars allegedly sell stolen goods before the property is shipped off to countries as far as Vietnam and China. Here's the story.
Prosecutors announced on Tuesday an undercover auto burglary operation resulted in the arrest and charging of Kwok Lee and the recovery of about 1,000 stolen electronics items.
This operation is known as Autopilot, and it's in turns generated several smaller operations. One of them that's involved in today's announcement is known as Operation Bulldog.
41-year-old Lee was arrested following an investigation by the San Francisco District Attorney's Office that targeted higher-level criminals who profit off the city's smash-and-grab epidemic. Lee's wife owns a store on Larkin Street, but was not charged with a crime. The storefront advertises the location as a quickly boba tea cafe. The investigation included bait cards, GPS tracking devices, and undercover surveillance. The operation led to the recovery of over 1,000 laptops, phones, cameras, and other devices.
Electronics you see behind you, the stolen property on the table behind you, represents barely a third of what we seized yesterday alone. And that's one snapshot in time. We know that the operation we've uncovered and made an arrest in yesterday is a massive global operation, shipping across the United States and across the world.
The investigation began in October when investigators parked a bait vehicle in Japantown. In the following months, investigators tracked stolen devices that led to the fake Boba tea cafe.
We look forward to being able to return as much of this stolen property as possible to the victims and to being able to hold everybody involved accountable.
The bust comes at a crucial time for Boudin, who is facing a recall election. Critics say he's too soft on crime. Supporters for Boudin say the case is proof the DA takes residents' concerns seriously. But comments dating back to 2018 on the store's Yelp page show residents were already aware the shop was selling stolen electronics instead of boba tea. Lee was taken into custody on Monday. He will be charged with at least 8 accounts of felony possession of stolen property and 4 counts as a misdemeanor. Lee is scheduled to be arraigned Tuesday afternoon. When Lee was arrested on Monday, he was already out on bail for a 2019 case involving stolen property.
Mike Tyson, the legendary boxer, is not having charges filed against him. He allegedly punched someone on an airplane, but the local attorney is closing the case.
San Mateo District Attorney Steve Wagstaff announced on Tuesday that his office will not press charges against Mike Tyson or the passenger involved. The announcement came after reviewing footage of the incident. In a video posted by TMZ Sports on April 21st, Tyson allegedly punched a passenger sitting behind him during a flight at the San Francisco International Airport. A representative for Tyson told Fox that the boxer had an incident on a flight with an aggressive passenger who began harassing him and threw a water bottle at him while he was in his seat. The passenger denies throwing the bottle at Tyson, but has also decided to not press charges.
Parents all want the best education for their children. One Southern California Board of Education recently made a change to how and, more importantly, where students can attend public schools.
Earlier this month, the Orange County Board of Education widened its criteria for what district students can attend schools in. The guidelines, now allowing students to attend schools outside their district, were formalized after the board voted 3-1 on May 4th. Typically, parents can petition the board to allow their child to attend a school outside of their district only when transportation, childcare, and the parent's place of employment are an issue. The revised criteria for reviewing petitions include 12 new considerations. This includes a child's psychological or physical well-being, availability of specific academic programs, the family's relocation plans, or recommendations by the school. Board President Mari Bark says she believes parents make the best decisions for their children every day. She added that inter-district transfers are near and dear to her heart because they have the potential to improve students' lives. But schools in California receive funding based on student attendance rate, so the board also considered space availability and financial impact issues. The board said if a transfer creates financial hardship for the district's current pupils in terms of reduced service or affected class size, the student's transfer petition may be denied.
I know we've been wondering for months, and now we're getting answers on one of the stories we have been following for the longest time this year. We finally know Spirit, the bald eaglet's gender. All the indicators allow us to make a strong, educated guess. Let's find out if Spirit is male or female.
The expert consensus is in, and the verdict? It's a girl. Friends of Big Bear Valley operates a live stream on the bald eagle nest. The organization recently announced that it thinks Spirit is most likely a female. The only definitive way to determine Spirit's gender is blood tests and measurements. But there are other indicators that can help nature lovers make an educated guess. Friends of Big Bear Valley say, though Spirit's skeletal growth has completed, she will continue to gain weight. Her feathers will also continue to grow and fill in, even after taking her first flight. Spirit is now as large and maybe a little bit larger than her father's shadow. She has broader shoulders and thicker ankles. Another indicator is her vocals. With the help of a sonogram that measures pitch, friends of Big Bear Valley say Spirit's vocals are closer to her mother Jackie's vocals. Female bald eagles are larger than males, so they produce deeper, lower-pitched vocalizations. Friends of Big Bear Valley will continue streaming the eagle family. Spirit will continue to live at the nest for several more months as she learns to fly.